Good afternoon, everybody. How are you? Welcome to Yoga as Healing. I did a Facebook or Instagram on Monday and realized I had some serious sound troubles on Instagram, which I need to figure out. And so today I'm going back to Facebook just so that we can make sure we get a good recording and that it stays on. So if some of you are hopping on live, hi Noel, if you're hopping on live, if you happen to have either a bouncy ball, which probably isn't unless you have kids in your plethora of things around your house, but if you did have a golf ball or even a tennis ball, I want you to go grab it real quick, okay? Golf ball is super ideal. If you happen to have little myofascial release kind of balls or something you've gotten from a PT, grab that. But I will do an adjustment just in case you don't, so don't worry, don't panic. It's not like you can't do it. It's gonna be a very short spot, and I'll give you an alternative if you have no ball. We'll just leave that at that. Okay, so any other props that you want would be optional. I always think if you have a blanket, again, it doesn't have to be a yoga blanket, but if you have a blanket, so especially if you're on a hardwood floor, you could pad your knees a little bit, and then block is totally optional as well. Those of you who are starting to do more home practices, I might encourage you to buy a block. They're pretty cheap and definitely get a lot of use out of those suckers. So, okay, let's sit back on your mat. Today's practice, we are gonna be working with the lymphatic system. The lymphatic system, hello, the lymphatic system and the low back, okay? Lymphatic system and the low back is our focus for this Yoga as Healing practice today. Those of you just hopping on, if you're gonna actually practice, hi Miss Meg, hi Kate. If you had a golf ball at home, don't worry if you don't, hi Mitzi. If you don't have a golf ball, if you have a tennis ball or a big bouncy ball, if you happen to have that, because you just happen to have that laying around the house, I will show an alternative just in case you don't, but if you have a ball, I want you to grab it, okay? We're gonna focus on the lymphatic system and the low back today, and so we're gonna do a little myofascial release in the feet, and so if you have it, it'll be helpful. All right, now the key is, where am I gonna put this bad boy so it doesn't roll away? I'll show you what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna take this here candle. It's not a real candle. Stick that ball right in there. Okay. So let's find a nice comfortable seat. So the lymphatic system is the system in our body that helps to, they're still understanding, trying to figure out a lot about it because there's so much to it, but it helps with regulating inflammation, pain in the body, the way our body regulates water and detoxification. And so a super important system. It's also a really intelligent system. A lot of where it lies is somewhat superficial between the skin and the muscle. So today it's not necessarily about how deep you can go, but just noticing the subtleties of how we can start to move the lymph. And where a lot of it happens is right in the joints. So like hip joint, shoulder joints. So we're gonna work with that a little bit, primarily in the beginning, and then we're in the second half or in between, we're gonna also be kind of incorporating low back, because I've heard a lot of people just sitting and being at home a little bit more, low backs, and just the stress, right? Money and all these things that are very real concerns and worries. A lot of that really does go into our low back. So we'll focus a bit on the low back as well. So I hope that all sounds good, and if it doesn't, you got options, right? You can click next. So find a nice easy seat. I want you to sit up nice and tall. Take a deep breath. Maybe let the eyes close or start to take your gaze so it's down more towards the floor. As we practice today, thinking about the idea that what we appreciate appreciates. Understanding that it's our attention and our intention that really create this lens through which we see our world. And in this time, this unpredictable, uncertain time, using this teaching, this law of what we appreciate appreciates, can really help us begin to reduce anxiety a little bit. Literally scrolling through, just, it can be the biggest and the smallest of things, but just going through, I appreciate the food on my table, I appreciate the people that helped to get that food there, I appreciate any of the machinery that had, just really going through your life or the moment, whichever is right in front of you, the moment that's in front of you, and just thinking about the things that you appreciate. And understanding the connectedness between our thoughts and the energetic frequency and wave to our thinking, and how that then dictates within our own system how we begin to feel and how we behave and how we act. And so the lymphatic system, because it regulates so many things, it's a good way to kind of, just from a physiological standpoint, thinking about the body, and also working with the mind, kind of fusing those two together. Let's bring the palms together in front of the heart. Take a moment, and if there's a prayer, a dedication, or an intention that you'd like to place your attention on as you practice, take a moment for that now. Chant Om today. It's not early in the morning. I usually don't chant in the morning because usually people are sleeping, but I'll do it today. Today you'll hear more probably commentary going in the background. So if you'd like to chant with me, take a breath through your nose, inhale, and sigh out your mouth, let it go. Inhaling deeply. Release your chin towards your chest. Let your hands come down onto your legs, and inhale, lift your chin, open your eyes. Good. So we will, at different points in the practice, play a little bit with some Kapalabhati breathing, because there's the superficial layer of the lymphatic, those of you just hopping on, but there's also the deeper part, which resides a lot in the torso. And so we definitely want to access that. And so we'll use some Kapalabhati here and there. So I'm going to take my blanket out from under me. I'm going to take my hands onto my legs. Welcome to Yoga as Healing. If you're just hopping on, tell us where you are, where you're practicing from. And then inhale, lift your chest. You take a little cat-cow here. Exhale, round. Inhale, lift. Exhale, round. So you can move here as fast or as slow. So some days I like to take it really slow, and other days it's almost more like a Kriya where it's a little quicker. So I'll show you both. So you pick, okay? There's not a right or wrong here. Just little cat and cow actions. Inhale, lifting heart. Exhale, drawing back. One more. Good. Inhale, come to neutral. Good. Now take your right hand off to the right. You're going to stretch your left arm up and over. As you take a breath, I want you to turn your torso on your next exhale. Turn your torso down towards the floor. Maybe tap that hand. And then inhale, you're gonna cactus the arms. So we're kind of getting into the shoulder here, okay? Lower it down, exhale. Inhale it up. Exhale. So you'll probably likely hear me breathing. And I want you to follow your breath, okay? Never feel, whenever you're in a practice, like you have to keep up or catch up. You take your pace, okay? Practice is about tuning in. Exhale. I'm not going to apologize anymore for my sound effects. I just hope that you're making some too. Exhale. Good. Now this time, bring it up. Breathe in. And exhale, take this lifted hand, reach it behind your back. You're not going to probably likely catch the thigh, but just let it drape behind the back. My chin is more down here. And if I turn the chin on just slight different angles, it'll change the stretch in your neck. So go ahead and let that happen, however it feels good. And if I'm just enjoying holding, so if you find a good spot, stay there. Good, now release your bind, reach the arm up to the sky. Take an inhale, and exhale, pull up through center. Okay, second side, going over to the left, reach the arm up and over, inhale, exhale, fold. Inhale, cactus, opening up. Those of you just hopping on, exhale, we're working with that lymphatic system and low back today. So starting in the shoulder joint here a little bit, inhale, exhale. Always listening to your body. I'm not with you, I am not in person with you. I wish I were. Exhale, but at least we have this. So because of that, inhale, please listen to your body. If I guide you to something, exhale, that doesn't feel good, then just do not do that. Inhale, cactus it up. Now, you can take this top arm, reach it behind your back, take your gaze a little more down, and then just play around a little bit. You can lift and lower the chin slightly. My ear is still dropping towards that shoulder. Don't know how well you can hear sounds, but there's some giggles. At least they're giggles at the moment. You never know what you're going to get here in the Finley household. Good, reach the bound arm up to the sky, breathe in. Exhale, pull, come all the way up. Okay, good. We're going to come around to all fours. That side body. It's already feeling good. All right, spread the fingers. Spread the fingers nice and wide. And we're going to inhale, lift the heels of the hands up. So you're on what I would call the ridge tops of the fingers. And then exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Inhale. Exhale. Your pace. Lower. One more time. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Nice. Now, keep the right hand where it is. You're going to turn the opposite hand, the left hand around. So your fingertips point towards your knee. Now they may not go all the way, so you just go where it feels good for you. My wrist creases are still lining up, okay? My hands are still shoulder distance apart. Inhale, drop the belly, lift the chest, claw the earth with all 10 finger pads. And then exhale, round the back. Really nice stretch here for the wrists. Inhale. Exhale. One more time. Inhale, lift. Exhale. Good. Now come to a neutral spine. Reach your right arm out to the right. Take an inhale. And then exhale, you're going to thread it underneath. So you can pop up onto the opposite fingertips if that feels good. And take a couple deep breaths. Breathing in, your hips are right up above your knees. If you want to want to take a bind with this top arm, you can. There's variations some of you might enjoy with the legs. Some days I'll take the left foot out and turn the toes forward, the opposite foot. In a healing class, the pace is a little slower. Not going to be, this is not a vinyasa flow. If you've never taken a healing class with me, it's a great practice to do any time of day. It's great after, if you've had just a stressful day. Let's bring the knee back under. If you are just beginning a practice, it's really good. If you've worked out really hard, it's a great practice. Return, right hand back underneath you. Okay, we're switching sides. Left hand's gonna turn, 3 cat and cows. Here we go. Inhale, belly drops, heart lifts. Exhale, round. Inhale. Exhale. Even the way the breath is creating pressure internally, inhale. Begins to move things around, exhale. Good, come to neutral, inhale. And then stretch the left arm out to the left. And exhale, thread the arm underneath. So you're gonna come onto your left cheek. The right hand, if you want to, you can reach it around behind your back so you can find that half bind. Otherwise, just stay on the fingertips. If you're staying on the fingertips, tilt the right elbow up a little bit, engaging through that right scapula, right shoulder blade. Noticing the subtle or not so subtle sensations that are happening in your body. And then if you're bound, release the hand back in front of your face. Return as you push into the hand, left hand back underneath you. Good. I just want you to let your head just hang, feel a little bit neutral, gaze right between your thumbs, and then you're gonna push back. So you're sitting on your heels in a broken-toed child's pose. We're not really gonna break your toes, but just, if you are able to, tuck the toes, stretch the arms forward. Take a deep breath in, and a full exhale out. Good, walk your hands towards your knees. You're gonna lift your hips, separate your feet so they're a little wider. You're at the back of your mat. Bend the knees as much as you like, and you're either gonna keep the hands on the ground or take ragdoll and just forward fold. I like to sway it out a little bit side to side. Again, if you're more open here, you're welcome to have straighter legs or straight legs. Right now we're compressing right in that hip socket. Every forward fold, you're getting a nice compression. And then hands release down to the ground. Inhale, stretch your heart forward. You can also put them on the shins, but just make sure there's a little bend in your knees, especially if you tend to hyperextend, and exhale, refold. Good, reverse your swan dive. Now inhale, come all the way up to stand. Look up, exhale, hands draw into your heart space. All right, so here's where we're gonna grab our tennis ball, rubber bouncy ball, golf ball is probably maybe the one that might be lingering around, and I'm gonna show you an alternative in a minute if you don't have one. If you do, I want you to grab it. So we're gonna start right around kind of the ball of the foot. Okay, so starting around in the ball of the foot, and you're just gonna go from the ball of the foot, roll it forward, so till your kind of toe mound taps, and then roll it back. So roll it forward, hello, roll it back. Okay, keep doing that. Those of you that have the ball, you're gonna keep doing that. Let's say you don't have one. I'm gonna turn around so you can see. Run the right foot. So you're gonna take your right foot, left foot, the arch is gonna go on the top. We'll scooch back a little bit. And you're gonna just take this bony part on the top of your left foot, that's your navicular bone, you're just gonna kind of lean a little bit forward and lean a little bit back. And lean a little bit forward, you'll feel pressure, and lean a little bit back, okay? You're saying, okay, I can hear you. All right, now I want you to take the same thing that you're doing, but go more towards the medial part of the foot. That's the middle of your foot. So it's like right along the arch, okay? Tap it forward, tap it back. Rock the ball forward, rock it back. Okay, you're doing the same thing that you were doing just as I was kneeling there, you're just going to the inside. Now see if you can kind of go on the outside, so you're gonna have to move if you're sitting down on the knees, you don't have a ball, you just have to move around a little bit. See if you can get a little on the outside of the foot. And then now I just want you to make some circles. So if you're kneeling, I'm gonna come back down to kneeling, keep rolling. If you're circling, okay, keep rolling. Rolling, rolling, okay. So you're leaning here, and I just literally take my body. I don't even actually have to move that foot too much. It's more just a distribution of the weight. Now start to go the other way, everybody. Just go the other way. You didn't even know how helpful one foot could be for the other foot. All right, now we're gonna switch, okay? Switch it over. If you're kneeling, you know what to do now. Start at the ball of the foot, your heel is down. I'm gonna kind of start right in the middle of the foot. Roll it forward, tap the foot, roll it back. Forward and back. Forward and back. I feel like any Schitt's Creek fans out there, I feel like I could make some really good Schitt's Creek facial expressions. It is a show, I'm not saying swear word. Okay. Let's keep going. David, I don't even know what that means, but if you don't know the show, sorry, I won't do too many references, but if you do, hopefully you'll get a giggle. Okay, inside of the foot, forward and back, forward and back. Should feel like you want to sing, you know, like a little J-Lo outside of the foot, because it's just making you it's just waking up so many things inside of you on the soles of your feet. You have full permission to go grab a golf ball if you're like, I do have a golf ball, I know where that is. Tennis balls do work, they're not as intense, so if you're using a tennis ball, just know you might actually like it kneeling and get a little more sensation. Okay, just a couple circles now, pick a direction, doesn't matter, kind of right around the arch, and remember, the lymphatic is subtle, part of it, right below the surface of the skin. You're gonna enjoy some pressure, but this isn't like how hard or painful, you're not, go the other way, how hard can I make this, okay? Just keep that in mind. Good, okay, let that go. Nice work. Set that off to the side. All right, lift and spread your toes. Reach your arms up towards the sky, take an inhale. Exhale, forward fold. Now you're probably still at the back of your mat. If you're not, I want you to walk yourself forward towards the top of your mat. I know you're in a forward bend, just walk it forward. Inhale, lengthen the spine forward. Exhale, step your right leg back into a lunge and drop the back knee down to the ground. Good, reach your arms up towards the sky. Take an inhale. Good, now you're gonna bring the elbows in towards your sides. All right, now roll the shoulders back. Take an inhale. And then exhale, I want you to extend your arms kind of like you're serving them forward. So inhale, draw in towards your center, elbows towards you, really kind of waking up the shoulders. Exhale, extend out. Inhale, hug in. That's it, exhale. So you're drawing in all your gifts. Inhale, bring them in. Serving back out what you don't need. Let it go. One more time. Inhale, hug it in. Exhale, send it out. Good, reach your arms up towards the sky. Inhale. Right arm under left arm. Garudasana arms. Right arm under left arm. Inhale, lift the chest. Now exhale, round the back. Your arms are on the inside of that front leg and you maybe tap the fingers down. Inhale, lift. So we're doing a little cat and cow here with spine. Exhale. Once more. Inhale. Exhale. Good. Lift up, cactus your arms. Breathe in. Exhale, hands down to the ground. Lift your back, knee, inhale. Step forward, forward fold. Keep the leg that was just reaching back. So keep your left leg straight, right leg bends. And then alternate. Inhale. Exhale, bend the opposite. Straighten the other. One more each side. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Good, both legs straight. Inhale. Left leg steps back. Lunge. Bring the elbows right in, right away. Inhale, open your chest. Exhale, serve the arms forward. Inhale, draw in. Exhale, reach out. 3 more. Reach out. Ujjayi breath. Inhale. Exhale. Last time, inhale. Exhale. Good, Garudasana arms. So opposite arm on top this time. Inhale, lift the chest. Exhale, hinge forward, tap the fingers. Inhale, lift. Option to take this little bit of a back bend here. Exhale, round. Once more, inhale. Exhale. Cactus in the arms as you come up. Breathe in, open it up. Hands frame the front foot, exhale. Back knee lifts, inhale. Step forward, forward fold, exhale. Lengthen the spine, breathe in. Exhale, forward fold. Reverse your swan dive, inhale, rise, come all the way up. Exhale, hands to the heart. Good, step your right leg back. You're gonna come into a horse stance or a goddess stance. Heels are gonna come in and your toes are gonna point out. And you're gonna come down into bending the knees here a little bit. Again, up to you. This doesn't need to be your deepest practice today, okay? It's more subtle. So we're getting into those hip creases. We just opened the front of the lunge on opposite legs. Now we're kind of flexing into both, and we're gonna invite in that Kapalabhati breathing here. Please, please, if this starts to make you feel lightheaded, just breathe normal. If it's not working for you, take it out. Just do normal breath. You're gonna hold your shoulders, sink down into your goddess, and a Kapalabhati is a quick exhale out your nose. Okay, just like that. And you get to pick how fast you go. So we're gonna be turning side to side, and this is not your biggest turn. It's just a little bit side to side, okay? So take an inhale. Take an exhale. Take an inhale. Here we go. Keep going. You can even keep your gaze forward so that just your torso is moving, but the axial trunk, the midline is staying more steady. 5, keep going, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. Inhale, reach the arms up. Inhale, pause the breath. Exhale, straighten your legs. Bring your hands to your heart space. So good. Okay, turn your back toes in a little bit. Turn your left foot out. Reach your arms out wide. Okay, Trikonasana pose variation with a little bit of a side angle here. So you're gonna reach forward, inhale, take the arm down, top arm up, and then you're gonna bend. Now I'm gonna use my elbow on my thigh, take the top arm over. Okay, so inhale, triangle, exhale, side angle. Inhale, triangle, exhale, side angle. Yes, just like this. Inhale, exhale. You got it. One more. Inhale, exhale. Good. Now stay here. You're going to take your hands down on the inside of that front leg. We call this kind of a down dog lunge. Okay? Right? Your left knee is going to keep staying to the left, and you're going to extend your arms out on the diagonal. So we're really going to get deep in the hip socket on that front leg. I like to be on my fingertips. You're welcome to go hands flat Back leg is straight and strong. Take one more breath, inhale. Full breath out, let it go. Very good. Walk it back, breathe in. Turn all 10 toes to the side. Bring your hands to the hips and inhale, rise. Come all the way back up. So nice. Okay, turn your other foot out. Right foot turns out. Reach the arms out, breathe in. Lengthening forward. Arm goes down, top arm goes up. And then arm's gonna go over the ear, side angle, exhale. Inhale. Exhale. There it is. Inhale. Push into your big toe mound. Exhale. 2 more. Breathe in. You can see I'm not doing my lowest triangle ever. Exhale. Not necessary here. Last time, breathe in. Exhale. Down dog lunge. Both hands on the inside. Back foot, toes angled in, just a hair. Your front knee, the leg that's bent, you're gonna keep moving that knee to the right. Arms extend out. Compression in the joint, right where a lot of the lymphatic system sits, right? Shoulders and hips. It's also really nice freedom here in the low back, starting to get that warm. And then walk the hands back in. Turn the toes. All 10 toes facing forward. Inhale, lengthen the spine. Exhale, forward fold. Now, if you had a block, you are more than welcome. You could put your forearms on it. You could put the top of the head on it. If you've got the block, you want to hold the ankles, you sure can, or the peace fingers and thumbs around your big toes. Now, one thing that helps the lymphatic system is just reversing the blood flow. So down dog, mild inversion, we've got an inversion here where the head is lower than the heart. Will be helpful for the lymphatic system. Let's take 2 more breaths. And 1 more. So nice. Hands underneath the shoulders. Heel toe the feet in a little closer. We're going to come down to Malasana. And so here might be a space where we do need a blanket, because if my heels don't come down, it's just going to really pull on the hip flexors, okay? So I want you to have something under your heels, unless, of course, you can get your heels all the way down. And if you had a block, you could use that as well, okay? Here we go. Now, you're going to take your right arm against your right leg, left hand against that. So we're going to open up the arms and be closing the arms, okay? So the Kapalabhati, you're going to be doing that again. Okay, just little movements, opening it up, okay? Keep going. You can give yourself a clap if you want to. Last 3. And 1. Good, now inhale, come to center. Pause the breath at the top, hold it for just a moment, and then side out your mouth, let it go. Okay, second side. Left arm against. Here we go, arms together, the arms are straight. You're gonna take the Kapalabhati breath. So when you're ready, here we go. Keep going. Remember, this isn't like you're trying to over twist. 5, 4, 3, last one. Let it go. Inhale. Hands to heart, hold the breath at the top. down just a little bit. Exhale. Fingertips to the floor, hips to the sky. Spin your heels out. Very nice. Oh, do you feel? You guys feel that? You feel anything? Ah, it's okay if you don't. It is okay. I remember when I first started yoga and the teachers would say things and like, I don't feel that, or I'd feel it in a totally different spot than where they would say. It's okay, it's okay, it's okay. All right, I'm gonna turn back to the top of my mat. You stay where you are, hopefully you're still there. Inhale, lengthen the spine. Good, exhale, step back, plank pose. You're gonna lower all the way to the belly. All right, Sphinx pose. Ah, this is such a nice opportunity to open up the front. Open up the hip flexors, right? They were in flexion a lot, some of those movements. So now we're gonna open it up. Now if you have low back pain, you take your feet a little wider. That might feel a little more comfortable. If you scoot your elbows a little further, more forward, that will take some of the pressure. As well as taking your gaze more down. That'll lift your rib cage up a little bit and engage more. That should eliminate if you're feeling any kind of pain, okay? So you may find the pose, and then I want you to just take 5 deep breaths wherever you are. Draw your shoulders out of the ears. Push into your palms. Lengthen your tail, bone. And energetically pull your forearms back towards your feet so your heart comes through. Your gaze is steady. Thinking about appreciating in this moment, this body, all that it's doing for you. And I know we're out of our routines, we're out of things, but just being grateful, right? Just to have these practices, however you are practicing and showing up. And having grace, having compassion. Appreciating that. Good, and then let the elbows come out to the sides. Let your hands come under your shoulders and inhale. Push up to all fours. Good. Now you're gonna take your left shin and you're just gonna swivel it out and place the sole of your right foot to the ground. Reach the top arm up towards the sky. Good, now lift the leg up. Inhale. And then you're gonna sit in the Shiva squat. So notice my back leg, it's sort of angled, and I'm gonna sit down and bring my hands to the heart, okay? So inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Yes. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Inhale. Exhale. Right, can you feel the leg, the hip extends, we're putting weight in the shoulder. It's also nice for the back. Inhale, stabilizing around the sacrum. Exhale. We've got 3 more here. Inhale. Exhale. 2 more. Exhale. Last one. Exhale. And it kind of wakes up the outer hip. Okay? Bring the hands out in front of you. I'm just going to switch directions this way so that I can still sort of see you. Okay, I'm just turn this way. All right, second side. Other leg goes back. All right, reach it up. Reach the leg up. Inhale. And you're sitting back. Exhale, Shiva squat. So you could tuck the toes. I like to usually untuck it. All right, inhale. Left leg's up this time. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. And you might light up the sideways, so a little hang time here before you set the hand down. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. 3 more. Inhale. Exhale. Last 2. 1 more. Exhale. Good. Stay. Breath. Breathe in. Full breath. Breathe out. Very nice. Good. Hands onto the ground. Back to the top of your mat. Take a full breath. Inhale. Exhale, let it go. Once more, breathe in. Exhale, let it go. 2 options. Puppy pose, keeping the hips right where they are, forehead coming down towards the floor, or a downward facing dog. Just another chance to kind of reverse some blood flow. We will not be here long. If you have a shoulder injury, please take puppy pose. If your shoulders are feeling a little constricted today, just turn your hands out a little bit more. Appreciate, right? Appreciate the sensation. When you actually aren't frustrated with it, your entire practice changes. The tone of the practice, your relationship with your body will change when we don't see the tightness as something that's bad, but actually welcoming it. That you're having a good time in life, you're doing good things. And if you've been sitting around, you haven't been as active, just feeling appreciation that you are right now in this moment. You're here. Good. Come down all fours. Inhale. Cross your ankles. All right, we're going to take some things onto the back. Okay? Now, if you had a block, there may be an opportunity here coming up to use it. So if you'd like to have it, just make sure it's near you. All right, and then come on back. So laying down, we're going to bend the knees, feet are flat on the floor, and we're going to work a little pelvic tilt, so it's working into now the low back a little bit more, okay? So you're going to arch your back, inhale, and then exhale, flatten your back. And the bottom part of the butt cheeks are going to lift up a little bit. So inhale, arch, exhale, flatten. Inhale. So we're going to invite in the bandhas. Exhale, Mula Bandha is in your pelvic floor. And so when you're exhaling, I want you to tone your pelvic floor. Inhale. Exhale, tone your pelvic floor. And then Uddiyana Bandha, below your navel, you're naturally, that one's already occurring. Inhale. Gaze is soft at the sky, or eyes can even be closed here. Again, last time, inhale. Exhale. Good, now come to neutral. Lift up onto your tiptoes and inhale, arch. Exhale, flatten. Inhale, arch. Exhale, flatten. Now I look side to side to kind of check out, make sure things are going okay. Best that you always keep your gaze just looking straight up. Exhale. Now if you want a little extra challenge, keep the ball of your left foot down and put your big toe on your right foot down and inhale, arch. Exhale, flatten. So now we just kind of made a little asymmetrical. Inhale. Exhale. We got one more. Inhale. Exhale. Good. And then set that down. Switch. Come onto the big toe of your other foot. Inhale. Remember, it's subtle. Exhale. Two more. Exhale. This is really just a nice massage. Exhale. Flattening and arching, obviously the way that we sit up. Balls of both feet, inhale. Set the heels down, exhale. Flatten your back, or just come to a neutral spine. Reach your arms up over your head. Natural curve, inhale. Exhale, lift your hips, arms by your sides. Inhale, sacrum down, arms up. Oh, my dog's having a nightmare. Exhale, hips lift. Inhale, sacrum down. Exhale, hips lift. One more time, inhale. Exhale. Now, if you can, roll your upper arms in a little closer toward each other. Interlace your hands. Keep your gaze straight up. We're going to take several breaths. Now, if this is too much, you have a block, you are welcome to put that block under your sacrum here. Let the inner thighs roll down just a little bit. Yes, did you feel that softening? And then lengthen the tailbone towards the back of your knees as you push your outer upper arms into the earth. Your neck is clear here. Take another 2 breaths, breathing in. If I hold longer than feels right in your body, you have permission to come down. Very good. Release your clasp. Slow, 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 slow. Start to come down. All right, take your feet wide. Take your feet wide, knock your knees in. Bring your arms into a cactus shape. All right, take your knees over to the right. Inhale. Really slowing down here a little bit. So now, it's nice to close the eyes if you feel comfortable with that. And noticing the subtleties. Our body, appreciating that it's giving us feedback. You may notice sensation. It could be your shoulder, it could be your hip, it could be your abdomen. Of course, you can take it deeper. You could hook your right ankle above the knee. But today, it's not about how deep can you go. You want some sensation, so if you're feeling nothing, go ahead and do that. Lengthen your tailbone. So little subtleties in the way you shift can entirely change the way the body is receiving the pose. So bring the legs back to center. Inhale. Let the knees knock in. Pause. Second side over the other side. Lengthening the top leg, the inner knee. So from the top shoulder, right shoulder to all the way to the right inner knee, lengthen. Bring it back up to center. Inhale, let the knees knock in. Just pause on the exhale. Okay, bring your feet in so they're hip distance. Pick your feet up off the floor and take one hand on the top of each of your shins. You're gonna let your legs extend out. Now my arms aren't super long, so I'm gonna actually grab behind the hamstrings. So you decide when you let the legs extend out, hopefully it feels as though your spine's somewhat neutral, okay? So if my arms are really short, it kind of still feels like I'm a little compressed. So I just like grabbing on the back. So you're gonna inhale here, and then exhale again. Inhale, similar to what we did a little bit earlier when we were on toe tips. Exhale, the arching and flattening. But inhale this time. Exhale. The subtlety of compressing with the thighs against the abdomen to give a little compression. So this is both lovely for the low back, but also giving some compression on the organs to help with that lymphatic system. One more. This time, keep that right leg in. Take both hands across the front of the shin and extend your left leg long. Now, optional, if you had a block, and if you wanted to, you could slide the block under your sacrum and be doing this same pose here, okay? Not everybody has one, it's not necessary. But if you had it, you want to use it, it's lovely. Flex your extended leg. Flex your bent leg. Point your bent leg. Keep the extended leg flexed the whole time. Flex your bent leg. Point it. One more. Very good. And then you're going to take the opposite arm. So right leg is bent. I'm going to lean over onto that side under my head. I'm going to bend my bottom leg so it's not so wobbly and take a thigh stretch. Lengthen the tail. If you're more open here, you can take a C grip on that foot. It's like you're taking a side variation of half frog, or to Bekasana. Hello. Those of you hopping on, I can't actually see who you are, but welcome. Very nice. And then let go of the foot. Roll back to your back. I'm going to switch my direction so I can still be looking at you. Now the left leg is going to come in. Remember, I'm on selfie mode, so some of these I've tried to actually do the opposite to keep from being confusing, but you're laying down that you probably can just listen right now. So it's going to look the opposite of what I'm saying. So left leg is into your chest, even though it probably looks like my right. Flex your extended leg. And then flex your bent leg. And then point the bent leg. You're trying to keep the other leg flexed the whole time, which kind of activates the opposite sides of the brain to do both. Flex just your bent leg. Point just your bent leg. One more time. Very nice. Now, reach your right arm over your head, set the left foot to the floor. You're going to roll on your side. I'm going to bend that bottom leg because otherwise it's quite wobbly. And then reach back, catch the foot. Take a nice thigh stretch. Lengthen your tail. Rotate that shoulder back so it's also a lovely shoulder opener. You can take the C grip if you want, or even turning the fingertips in the same direction as your toes. One more breath. Very nice. Let that go. Roll back onto your back. Extend your legs out. You're going to take your arms up over your head. Take hold of your left wrist with your right hand, and you're just going to take a little side body stretch. If you want to, you can take your legs over to the right, and if you want to hook the ankle, you can actually hook the ankle. Now it's like we're extending both into the hip joint, big extension, shoulders. Good, and then uncross the foot if it's crossed, slide left leg to center, right leg to center, bring torso back upright, and then switch. Right hand is going to hold, left hand is going to hold right wrist, side bend over, or you can just stay in the upper body if that feels like plenty. Otherwise, slide your left foot over, slide your right foot over towards the corner of the mat. Option to hook the ankle if it feels good. Appreciating where you can feel the skin stretching a little bit. The sensation of opening through the oblique muscles. Maybe even the wrapping from the psoas muscle, which wraps from the low back around the front of the thigh to the inseam of the leg. Good. Unhook the ankle if it's hooked. Slide the right leg and the left leg back to neutral. Bring your torso upright to center. Bend one knee, other knee. Bring both legs in. Take a happy baby pose. And if happy baby isn't feeling good, you could hold the ankles You can even bring the feet in a little closer, or even bring the soles of the feet all the way together, wrapping the fingers around the outside if this form feels better in your body. Take one more breath. Gently bring your shins back to center. Wrap your forearms around your shins. Just give yourself a final little rock side to side. If there's a final pose that you know feels so good, take it. And if you're near a wall like I am, you are welcome to, if you had a blanket, you could use it, but you could take legs up the wall. Let's see if I clear the painting here. Legs up the wall. So find yourself, I'm going to come out and sit up, but find yourself in a shape, whether that's Shavasana or legs up the wall. Let your eyes close. Letting the alchemy of the practice begin to really take shape. Feeling a sense of appreciation just for all of the systems that work together in our entire body, right? Our nervous system, our endocrine system, our lymphatic system, which is what we worked on today. The lymphatic flow being so important for our health and the health of our system. Here for a couple of minutes. If you have legs up the wall still and you want to come out and go into Shavasana, just scoot yourself back, maybe covering up with a blanket. That encases the muscles and the bones. Allow all of that to release. over your head, taking a big full body stretch. Bending your knees, place your feet to the earth. You decide today, where do you want to lay? Do you want to lay on your right side or your left side? Use your bottom arm, whichever side you're lying on. Use that bottom arm like a pillow for your head. And take your time, gently begin to bring your body back upright into any easy seat. Holding your palms together into Anjali Mudra. I really like the idea and the concept of appreciation. I love gratitude too, but appreciation, to me, it doesn't mean that it's necessarily that things are always comfortable or that we like them, but it's being able to have the insight that things may be happening for our own growth as an opportunity. And so when we appreciate our life, it's a powerful practice to creating new value through our deliberate attention. For it's our attention that is watering the seeds of whatever it is that we want to grow. And when we really understand that, when we really understand the magnitude that where we put our attention is where we put our energy, it sounds cliche, but it is life. It's a life-changing teaching, because that is what you are watering in your life. Noticing whether you focus on lack or abundance, it comes down to this sense of appreciation. So let's draw thumbs up to third eye. Yogis, I can't thank you enough for joining me on the mat. These practices mean so much. It was my honor to be with you and guide you. Namaste. Thank you for being here. Thank you for watching. I'm creating these regular practices, those of you that have been on. So we have another one on Saturday. It's a power class. If I get my sound figured out, we'll do it on Instagram. If not, we'll be back on Facebook, so I will post that soon. And then next week we will be on Facebook. So I do a class Monday, that's a flow, and then this one on Wednesday is this healing, and then Saturday is a power, so a little variety. I also do a chair yoga series on Friday mornings, like desk yoga, which is so nice for most of us working. And therefore, I'm doing it as donations because I want to offer it for charities. I'm doing Feeding America and our local studio, Lotus House of Yoga. So I just split it, and if you Venmo me and do any kind of donation, that's where those go. So thank you. If you have requests, please tag them, write them in the comments below. If you are on now, tell us where you are and where you practiced from, and I can't thank you enough for being here. So thank you to all of you that practice live. Those of you practicing later, I hope you enjoyed, and we'll see you all next time. Namaste.